Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Shalom to my YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I just saw this thing. I just saw something. And I heard someone say something specific, and I thought, they basically said, well, none of this stuff's going to save you, only God, go ask God to save you. That's around what they said. They didn't say only God can save you. They said something like, ask God to save you, this, that, or that, or whatever. And I was thinking about that, and when I heard it, I kind of laughed because I was like, God's not going to save you. And I was like, I literally said that. And then also because what I like to do, I like to hyper analyze stuff like this. And when I laughed, I thought like, yeah, like that's the thing. Of course, I stand by what I said, because it's not that God is going to save you. Yeah, but and that's the difference between it. Me expecting God to save me or to save anyone, I don't have any expectations for that. But when I tried repeating the exact same phrase in my mind, but I replaced God with Yahweh, and I was like, oh shit, hold on, that's a whole different thing. There's a whole different ball game where I'm thinking like, well, I definitely feel like secure. And again, like this is me speaking as a man, my own views and stuff like that. How I genuinely felt in the moment when I went through that stuff. When I heard, "Oh, have God save you," I laughed. I did not feel any sort of security from that. But when I tested out the saying again, but change it to have YAHAWASHI save you, or have Yahweh save you, and then I felt completely different. All right, and again, this is not something that is just universal. All right, obviously, not everyone has the same learned behavior, if you want to call it that, as me. Where for me, I've been the truth for a long time. I've been I've been demonizing the name God in my mind for the longest time. So of course, I have a completely different thing, and I have a completely different relationship with YAHAWASHI compared to your average person. So with that being said, I'm going to think like this. I'm going to have that separation. All right. But the other side of that is that people, they don't seem to really understand how Yahweh he has the actual power, and no, there is no God with him. So let's actually get that precept over here. Deuteronomy. My mouse has been messing up for the longest time. Deuteronomy 32 verse 39. See now that I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the thing here is that YAHAWASHI, he is lone. All right, he doesn't have. There is no one that is his partner or anything like that. It's just him. So as a result of that, he is the one that controls everything. He's the one that controls everything, and when he sets something in place, then it's going to happen. You're going to be taken care of. You're going to be protected. But on the flip side of it, the other side of it is that the other Slocky. The thing is, but the other side of that is these other gods, these other confidence, these other protectors. People, they think that people have their backs, or this have their back. They call on God. They call on the Christian God, whatever God or something like that, rather than YAHAWASHI. All right. So as a result of that, you have these people that have their that have a completely fixated faith system on something that is faulty, something that is not secure, and as a result of that, that lack of security, then they get disappointed, they get let down, they fail and all this stuff. All right, so I just wanted to kind of show that, because again, for me in the spirit, I genuinely felt the difference when I said God, and even then there is it is so imperative that we understand that the name is so important. Yet you have people that think, oh, the name doesn't matter, and whatnot. All right, you are calling on, if you said that the name does not matter and you're calling on Lucifer, does that mean that you're calling on the name on YAHAWAH? Like, no, obviously not. All right. So the name does matter. You can't be calling him some sort of insult or whatever, and then expecting the Lord to, and expecting the Lord to to say, oh yeah, you definitely are sincere. You definitely want my help. You definitely want this, that, and the third. No, that's not how things work. All right. Now let me also get Acts 4 verse 7. For when they had set them in the midst, they asked, but by what power or by what name have ye done this? Okay. There's power in the name in terms of, because like what's it called? Yahawashi, he had removed some devils, all right, from this one guy, from this one man, boy, whatever. And the thing is that the devils, they actually listened, all right. But the flip side of it, and I'm trying to remember what precept it was at. Acts 17, I think. Acts 17. Is this it?
The NAACP for decades have been trying to get that Confederate emblem off of the Mississippi State flag.
I'm trying to remember. All right, whatever, it's fine, whatever. But basically, what happened was, in one, I think it was Acts. I'm pretty sure it was Acts. There were these exorcists that were going around trying to remove demons, and because they were removing demons in a name that wasn't Yahweh or Yahawashi, then the demons basically flared up and killed them. All right, and that's the thing, where for us, when we are calling on the name, when we're calling on the name of Yahawadah, because even with brothers, there were brothers that gave testimonies about how they had demon attacks on them. What happened with them was they called on the name of Yahawadah, and the Lord delivered them from the thing and from the attacks. And again, it's so important that we acknowledge the name. There's also Slock, I'm trying to think about it, but anyway, the main thing, let's just continue on so I can keep my train of thought. But Acts 2 verse 21, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call the name of the Lord shall be saved. So the thing here is that you're calling on the name of Yahawadah rather than calling on the name. It's like saying, for example, you're calling on John to save you, and John is you. Let's say you're being attacked by someone. You call on John, or John could attempt to come and save you, but then nothing happens. All right, you don't get any help, you don't get any deliverance, or he does come and then he just gets his ass beat as well. All right, where you're not actually getting anything accomplished because you're relying on someone that does not have that absolute power, which lies in Yahawashi. All right, so with that being said, all right, the power, everything falls into place with YAHAWASHI, not no false names. Okay, it is only in whom the Lord is, YAHAWASHI. All right, now also let me get this. Malachi chapter. Is this testing? Testing. Okay, is this still working? Okay, I'm gonna assume that it is. Anyway, so over here, Malachi chapter 1 verse 14. But cursed be the deceiver which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrifice unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. So YAHAWASHI, the name of YAHAWASHI is dreadful among the heathen. It's like I don't know if you know. I don't want to use the names, but like say for example, in some sort of folklore, people have like names of like these monsters and stuff in their different cultures that say stay away from this, stay away from the boogeyman, X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. And basically what that is YAHAWASHI in these among these other nations. These other nations are afraid of YAHAWASHI, but only the Israelites. Well, let me correct myself. The elect are not afraid of YAHAWASHI because that is our Lord. And when I say that it's like demonized or whatever, I don't mean it in the sense of like YAHAWASHI is a demon or something like that. I mean in the sense like these other nations, they have their different cultures. So as a result of them having their different cultures, they follow along certain sects or whatever sect of beliefs where I don't know, like say for example not Christianity, the Roman thing, all right, and then they hear about some bad stuff or whatever, all right. That's basically the thing where they follow after their gods, and then they hear about another god from a completely different pantheon of belief, which in this case is YAHAWASHI, the God of the Bible, God of the Israelites. All right, that is completely separate from these other beliefs, and because they don't serve YAHAWASHI, then they're afraid of YAHAWASHI as a result of it. All right, let's go continue on. Judges chapter 10 verse 14. Go inquire into the gods which you have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. And this is another thing where, having follow and believe in these other gods. Well then, if that's the case, if you want to choose to believe that, then go ahead and choose to believe that. Don't expect YAHAWASHI to protect you, take care of you, or coddle you or whatever. All right, that's the Lord is not going to. If you chose to follow after other gods, then there is nothing that the Lord owes you or anything like that. You're go ask God to save you. And just like that saying that I said where the person said go ask God to save you. Well, yeah, definitely go ask God to save you, because this society or whatever, these people are not going to save you. So go ask God to save you. And if that's who you're praying to, if you're like you're a Christian or whatever, then you can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ask God, and then God just leaves your prayer unanswered, because the only God is YAHAWASHI, which is the God of the Israelites. And let's get this. Let me get this. It's
some of them on our team. So that's what they're saying. And what I'm arguing is that if 3, 4, 5, I'm telling you, that's all it's going to take. If 3, 4, 5 of top athletes say, I ain't going because
John 9 verse 31. Now we know that Yahweh heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of Yahweh and doeth his will, him he heareth. So basically, if you are, you can't be praying to Yahweh and going against his word. All right. So the Lord is not going to listen to you. The Lord's not going to care about you if you don't care about being submitting and being obedient to Yahweh. All right. So as a result of that, there is no Yahweh listening to the wicked. So with that, I pray this testimony that I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Shemi, Oshai, Bashem, Kwakwadash, double honesty, elders and apostles, great millstone, about Baal Shalom.